This is Dr. Obulakonda Reddy, Department of CSC Cybersecurity. Now, today we'll discuss on cloud computing. See, cloud computing. For example, if you take one cloud tool like this is a cloud. Somewhere that has to be stored. No? Cloud. It have contain as a different internally. It has some applications, storage, infrastructure like this. Cloud, it has to maintain with a storage the cloud which have contain as a storage and infrastructure. Okay, it has to provide the different services like now in this thing, for example, we have to consider one example. So we don't have a laptop, but we want to send a laptop, or we don't have a laptop or PC, then we want to send a one mail to your friend. Then what happens to go to a internet center. Internet center will have a different system that have connected with internet networking, that have a networking in the internet center. So in that internet center, go to that, and then it has to be connected through a network. We have to connected with a cloud email. Like we have to open application as email now. Gmail. We want to send email to your friend. Then open, go to a net center. Then take one system, and then we have to send to a mail to your friend. Then what happens to here? Then Gmail. For example, if you open in net center, Gmail has to be open. What is it? Internally, it has to be connected with a cloud. It has to store through a networking. It has to be connected through internet. Through internet. Through internet and networking, we are connected with a cloud. The mail, like what happens to here, that application we are not created, the system is not yourself, but you have to send one email to your friend. So in between, we don't have any infrastructures. But just to pay for this one per hour we have to pay for 20 rupees. Like that. So in that 20 rupees, what happens to here? We don't have a system now. We don't have any applications inside of that. We don't have any infrastructure. We don't have any storage capacity. Just simply send the from one place to other place. You have to send it the mail. Even we don't have a computer, but sometimes we have a laptop. That is also that is the different case. We have a laptop, personal PCs or laptops. PCs or laptops. That is also through a network. You have to connect it with a cloud. Okay, that is also. But what happens to here in the cloud is a rental basis. Either it has to provide with applications or any softwares or maybe any resources. All resources should be a rental basis. It has to give it. And other thing is you can anywhere through a net, even mobile also we can connect to a cloud anywhere. Even remote villages also go there, and we have to connect it with a cloud service. And long years we can access our storage data. That is the important about a cloud. So now discuss about the introduction. Coming to the introduction, this is the one scenario. Go to a net, and then we don't have any computer. Then go to a net. Then we have to send mail from you to your friend. Then we don't have any infrastructure. We don't have any storage capacity. Just go to net center. You have to open Gmail, and then send it. Then pay per hour rental. So that is the concept of it. That is internally it has to connect with the cloud, the storage area. Your mail has to be stored in the cloud. That has to cross from one location to other location. But just we have to pay for only rental fee. That is the concept of a cloud computing. Just pay rental. You don't have purchase with a computer. If you purchase computer, that may be more than 35,000. A good configuration. Now, here one thing is cloud computing. Cloud computing provides which can access applications as utilities. This is a very access applications as utilities over the internet. So without the internet, it's not to accessing the cloud applications or cloud resources. So applications as utilities over the internet, which has to be a create, allowed to us to create, configure, and customize applications on online. And other thing is, just like it has user, cloud computing users can access database resources via the internet. This is the very, very important. You have to store it somewhere. But after 10 years, you can access your data also. That is stored into a cloud. Anywhere. Even remote villages also go there, and then we can connect it through a mobile, we can access your data. Anywhere we can access. So that is the thing. So users can access database resources via the internet from anywhere for long as they need without worrying about maintenance. We don't have maintain anything or management of actual resources. We don't have any maintenance or management of actual resources. So this is the introduction about the cloud computing. Now, what is a cloud? Cloud refers to as it's a network or it's a internet. Cloud, which is like generally cloud means it is a networking through a network or it is a network or internet. In other words, cloud is something which is present at a remote location also. Wherever you go, then we can access this cloud resources. Anyway, in the world, you can access cloud resources. And then cloud can provide services over network. That is public networks or maybe a private networks or WAN, virtual private network, wide area network, local area network, and virtual private networks. So the applications we consider like email, web conferencing, and customer relationship management. So which are all run in cloud. So cloud is nothing but it is a network or internet which can access to anywhere. Even we go for any remote villages, we can access that one also. And the services provided as either public network or private networks. So the applications we consider the cloud as email, web conferencing, and CRM, customer relationship management. All applications are run in cloud. So this is some points regarding about a cloud. Now see a cloud computing. What is a cloud computing? So cloud computing refers to manipulating, manipulating, configuring, and accessing the application online. The application should be manipulated, accessing, and configured. So it's offer online data storage also, data storage, infrastructure, and applications. The cloud computing it has to provide storage, infrastructure, and application also. Cloud computing is both combination of it has to be contained with cloud computing is a both combination of software and hardware based computing resources delivered as a network service. So it is a combination of both software and hardware based computing resources delivered as a network service. Now see here, this is a cloud computing architectures. The cloud, this is a cloud represented with a cloud. Now the cloud is interacted with it through mobile phone. You can connect it to tabs. You are connected here tabs, and it may be some organizations or it may be internet center or different organization. Anywhere we can connect it through a cloud. So this is a cloud. In that inside of the cloud, it has to contain as a different applications, and the storage capacity is also there. We can provide with the infrastructure also. This is a very important. So in the cloud computing architecture, we have to connect it with a different areas like either maybe mobile through mobile phone connected or whatever the device we connected it, tablet, or it may be a laptop or group of organization internet center. We can connect it through internet we connected with a cloud, and then it has to provide with a different types of the applications like we can use different type of the applications and storage and infrastructure. Even it has to provide with a infrastructure also. So this is a basic structure of architecture of a cloud computing. So different areas it has to be connected through cloud, and then it has to hold these three things: application, infrastructure, and storage. Now, what are the basic concepts of cloud computing? Now, the basic concept, certain services, it has to provide it with a, certain services and models working behind the scene, making the cloud computing. So, cloud computing, it has to be feasible and accessible to end users. That is the very feasible and accessible to end users. What are the certain services and models? One is a deployment model. Other thing is a service model. So internally in the cloud computing, internally runs with a services and models. What are the types of services? So deployment models, we can observe that internally in the cloud, internally works behind the cloud. It has to run internally deployment model and service model, which are very feasible and accessible to end users. That is the reason for going this deployment model and service model. Now see here, deployment model. So deployment model, it can access the cloud, define the type of access to the cloud, how the cloud is located. This is a major question we'll see on the deployment model. How the cloud is located. So cloud can have which have four types of access. One is the public, private, and hybrid, and a community based. So in the deployment model, we observe that how the cloud is located, how the cloud we are making. So now for that one, we can access that public, private, hybrid, and community. Now see, so this is the different types of clouds here. Cloud model: public, private, community, hybrid. Now see here, what is a public cloud? So the public cloud allows system and services to easily accessible to the general public. So it has the system and services to be easily accessible to the general public, which is in the general. Public cloud may be less secure because of its openness. For example, we taken as an email. Just if you have anybody knows your username and password, anyone can access those. So that's why its public cloud is a less secure of its openness. So what are that in that one, system and services to be easily accessible to the general public. And next thing is a private cloud. Systems and services, which allows system and services to be accessible within an organization. So it's offered increased security because of its private nature. So within accessible within organizations. What system and services can be accessible to within organizations, that has to provide with a increased security because of its private nature. And the community cloud. Community in the sense system and services which allows system and services to be accessible from group of organizations which can access with a systems and services. So the type of cloud is called as a community cloud. And next thing is a hybrid cloud. Hybrid in the sense is a mixture of public and private, both public cloud and private cloud. However, the critical activities are performed using private cloud, while the non-critical activities are performed using public cloud. Non-critical activity will done at a public, and the critical activity will perform at a private cloud. So these are all the four deployment: public, private, community, hybrid. And next thing is the service model. In this service model, on which the cloud computing is based, on which cloud computing is using. So these can be categorized as three basic service models. So this is a very important: infrastructure as a service, this is IaaS, and platform as a service, PaaS, and software as a service. So IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS, these are all the services provided at a cloud computing. Now we'll discuss with the first one, IaaS, infrastructure as a service. In this thing, so IaaS is delivery of a technology infrastructure as an demand scalable service. So infrastructure, it's provided with the infrastructure as a service. Within a cloud, it has to be created one infrastructure. In this one, has to be provided for our rental purpose. Infrastructure, like it has providing the resources, fundamental resources, provides access to fundamental resources such as physical missions and virtual missions and virtual storage. These are all comes under an infrastructure. Like inside, we can store with the data. So it has to provide some space storage and virtual physical missions. We have to allot it. So what is the here usually build based on usage. What so based on usage you pay on bill. So rental, it is also provided with the rental. Usually bill based on usage. How much of usage? Based on that, the bill will be generated. Infrastructures. How much of percentage? How much of time to access for our infrastructures? Then based on that, it has to be provided the bill. Then next thing is a usually multi-tenant virtualized environment. Multi-tenant. So at the same time, it can access with a uh, different users. So multi-tenant virtualized environment. At the same time, number of users has to be connected with a cloud and can be coupled with a managed services for operating system and applications. So this is some points about IaaS, infrastructure as a service, like providing physical missions, virtual missions, and storage, like this. Resources, it is fundamental resources has to be provided with a rent, provided to rent. So what are that IaaS example? Infrastructure as a service examples as OP source, GoGrid, and this thing, NTT communication, Telemark, AT&T, Blizzard. And second thing is a platform as a service, PaaS, PaaS, platform as a service. So which provides runtime environment for applications, deployment, development tools, etc. So runtime environment. For example, I want to run one application in a cloud. So it has to provide platform as a service. Use the service model to use for a PaaS because of our application like runtime environment. Runtime. I want need for one using of an applications in a cloud. Then we have to use platform as a PaaS. So for deployment of applications or development tools, etc., comes under platform as a service. If you want need for this type of service, then we can select it with a PaaS, PaaS, platform as a service. And PaaS provide all the facilities required to support the complete life cycle, building and delivering the web applications and services entirely from the internet. So life cycle of building and delivering web applications. Typical applications must be developed with a particular platform. What type of platform? Application must be developed with a particular platform. What type of application you have to develop it, and then what type of platform it's required. It should be a keeping. Then it is also a what are the this will provided with a multi-tenant environments. More number of users who can connect at a time. Highly scalable multi-tier architecture is a highly scalable multi-tier architecture. Can add with a number of applications at a time, like runtime environments provided to more first environment, second, third, highly scalable. Scalable in the sense we have to increase the size, not only a limited applications. It has provided with a n number of applications at a time to run on a cloud because of it's a huge storage. Then what are the PaaS example? Then Amazon Web Services, Azure, Windows Azure, Terra, and then Salesforce.com, Giant, Rackspace. These are all the PaaS examples which has to provide runtime environment for applications or development or deployment tools. And third And third thing is a software as a service. Generally, we don't have particular software. If you want to purchase a particular software, that may be cost may be very huge. So that region we have to just pay a rental on a cloud. We can access that softwares. Like for example, Oracle. So Oracle, if you purchase that one, that may be a cost is used. Then what happens to that? You are allowed to use software applications as a service to end users. Software as a service. In this case, it has to provide software as a service, like different applications. What applications require, we can access, and how much time to require for that amount of time we can pay them, not to pay for total amount of that software, just to only pay the rent of that. So here is SaaS is a software delivery methodology that provides licensed multi-tenant access to software. In a SaaS, it has to be it has to contain as a software delivery methodology that provide licensed multi-tenant access to software, and it's function remotely as a web-based service. One is a usually build based on usage, usually multi-tenant environment, and highly scalable architecture. Highly scalable architecture. Usually build based on usage. So how much usage, then based on that, you pay the amount. And the multi-tenant environment. It has to provide multi-tenant. So at a time, we can add with a number of users. And then highly scalable. It is also the increases. This architecture is also more number of users at a time they can access with a more number of softwares in a cloud. So examples of this SaaS like Salesforce.com, Google. In a Google that provided with a Gmail, Google Tag, and something it has to provide with that. Next, NetShoot, Post INI, Facebook. These are all the SaaS examples. Now see, here different applications that can use Cloudian kindly, like Amazon, EY, iCloud, then Facebook's, Twitter's, YouTube, and then Google Play Store. So these are all different applications like Gmail also. We can access with a cloud. We can use the cloud services, either platform or software or maybe infrastructure as a service. So use of these are other different applications that can access with a cloud. So here these are all the different examples that can access with a cloud services. Now, what are the advantages? What are the advantages to use by cloud computing? It is a lower computer cost. So we don't have to purchase with a computer, just lower computer cost. We can improve performance. Second thing is improved performance. No need to purchase of all infrastructure like that. So we have a huge storage. That one, the performance is also very high. Reduced software cost. No need to purchase any software, licensed software. Just we can access and pay them. Then instant software updates. Automatically in a cloud that will be up-to-date software are existing. And improved document format compatibility. So some of the improved document format compatibility, which has to support in cloud environment, which has to support with the improved document format compatibility. And unlimited storage capacity. This is the important thing. So the storage is unlimited. And increase in data reliability. Reliability should have a increased data reliability. The reliability should have very universal document access. You can access to universal. The document should have access with a universal. Latest version availability, up to date. Everything which should be available with the latest version availability. And the next thing is easier group collaborations. You can collaborate with a group, easier group collaborated. And device independent, not to depend on particular device. It has to be independent. Like we can use Apple phone or Android phones, iOS. Like you can use a different environment that will be supported. Device independence, not only supported with this type of device. Don't do like that. It has to be supported with anything. It has to be a device independence. So these are all the different advantages. Now see what are the disadvantages. So requires a constant internet connection. So always it should have a constant internet connection. The internet connection is very slow. The we have to loss of some accessing of the cloud resources. So it has to maintain with a constant internet connection. That is the first disadvantages. And then does work well with a low speed connections. Does not work well because of if it is purely on internet networking basis. If you have a speed network, we can access data as well as possible to access the data very fast. Otherwise, it may be lost. Then feature might be limited. Features might be limited. Features has to be provided with a very limited. It may be a very sometimes it may be a slow based on network. It may be can be accessed with a slow, and store data can be a lost. Sometimes maybe a storing data may be a loss. Store data might not be a secure. So these are all the some disadvantages regarding about cloud computing. What are the cloud storages? So Dropbox, SkyDrive, Amazon Cloud Drive. So what happens here if you want to create it with your own cloud storages, create an account, username and password. First initially we have created with the username and password. Then content lives with the account in the cloud. So through that username and password you can access like using for Amazon Cloud Drive. You can create it with a username and password. Then content lives with the account in the cloud. Log on to the any computer with Wi-Fi to find your content. So this is a simple thing to accessing with a cloud storage. The cloud storage provided with Amazon Cloud Store, SkyDrive, BoxDrive, Dropbox. These are all the different things provided with a storages. They simply created username and password, and then that the content lives with the account in a cloud. So log on to a computer, a mobile with through Wi-Fi to find your content. That's a very simple thing. You can access your data into a cloud storage. Next thing is download for storage. If you want to some particular app like download cloud-based apps like previously discussed whatever some discussion on Dropbox something. You have downloaded on your computer. The app live on your computer. Then save files to the app. Then whenever you connected to the internet, it will be synchronized to the cloud. Automatically we have to create some content that will be connected to a cloud through your app. Through your app, the data has to be placed into a cloud source. The cloud can be accessed from any internet connection or anywhere we can access it. That is the this is the some points regarding about download for storage, how to download it. So cloud-based app, you can download it live on your computer. So app live, open that app and save the files and app. That will be whenever internet, it will be automatically synchronized. That app will be synchronized with a cloud computer. Then the cloud can be accessed from internet connections and anywhere you can access your content. Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.